Let me see. Elevare, what? All right. I think we are live. We'll kind of give it a second to get up and running. Let me get this link so I can blast it to the homies. Um, all right. I think we're here, guys. Let's see here.
We
What's
are.
this?
Yo, yo.
Nope, wrong one.
Welcome to the
Oh, there
AI
it is. Yep.
Lounge featuring Iron Cam and Coach Chaz.
Wait, what?
Oh wow. That's how you do me, people.
Dang.
Welcome to
I play
the AI Lounge featuring Iron Cam and Coach Chaz.
See, I play the exact same file.
Hey,
But
sometimes it be like that.
it do be like that. It be like that. It be like that. What's up, people? We are back. One second. I'm sending out, sending our show to the peeps so that we can get everybody on. And we can get it on and popping. But Chaz, man, tell us about your new agent before we get started and why you created it.
Wow, that's awesome. Put me on the spot real
Yeah.
quick. Right?
Well, I think
No,
so I was having a conversation and I think like people like everyone like hears agent and they hear this and they hear that and it's like if you like from your perspective like what are your agents and like what I would say makes you decide to create an agent versus just like a skill or something like that?
yeah, so obviously I created this new agent because we have been talking. Obviously, everybody knows that we are, we're kind of going through not necessarily a rebrand right now with Elevare and all of our other brands, but we're kind of like finding that synergy, right? Finding that space where, no matter who's speaking, no matter where we are, who's talking, we are speaking one language, right? But we also have our personal brands that we also grow from. And so I created an agent that would literally be my personal brand officer. So it
Yeah.
only focuses on growing me in the social spaces. So like they're going to help me, they're going to help me build my brand when it comes to online presence. And they're going to make sure that my personal brand kind of feeds right into Elevare Global, right? I believe creating agents, now you can absolutely just create a skill, right? If you're just doing, creating documents and things like that. But when you want to start thinking about like workflows and things like that, you probably want to have an agent that's solely responsible for doing that because as I'm sure if Cam was to share his screen, I know I got at least 4 or 5 agents running right now while we're live. And so so that they don't get their wires crossed, each one of those agents kind of has its own pipeline that it works in. So that's also good for data integrity, right? File integrity. So I don't have to worry about them working on the same file at the same time and just like really just messing up some stuff. So I personally like to create those agents so that they have their job description and they stay in their lane.
Yeah.
But it's also cool because I can make it to where they talk to each other as well, right? So they each have their respective space. But like my new agent, so obviously I had an agent that already handled like Elevare content. It handled frame shaping content. And so now this personal brand agent can actually talk to Apollo, who actually runs those other 2 brands, right? And so he can still talk to him to make sure, that there's a warning that gets sent to me anytime I'm off brand.
Yeah. No, and I mean that's the thing. Like we were talking today and it's like we've entered a space where you can really have your AI help keep you on track. Like and kind of check things for you, right? Like actually, hey, you should have done this, but you didn't. You should have done that, but you didn't. And I know a lot of people are uncomfortable with it in a certain way. Like Terry and I we're talking about that. We talked about that recently, is like, you know, AI is not there to like replace all of your skills. I don't, I think it's there to help you augment the things that you maybe are not good at, So and people, I think that's how people need to embrace it, as far as like it can 10x what you're already good at, because it allows you to have capacity to be better, and not have to worry about, for like, let's use finances as an instance. No one likes doing finances, man. Not even accountants like doing finances. They might be good at it, but let's just be real. But if you have a small business owner who has figured out how to use AI, because they watch this show, wink, wink, you know,
Wink, wink.
they now they now save time, right? Because they're like, now I can focus more on my business because I'm not stressed out. I have a client where they were able to catch up on 6 months of their finances for their business because I showed them how to use Claude. 6
Yeah.
months, bro. Imagine how much brain capacity that holds on for 6 months of I'm behind on my stuff,
Yeah,
you
for
know?
sure.
And so that's the biggest thing when we're looking at this whole thing, is like, why, um what are the things that are holding you back, you feel, and how can you make them better? And so, um, with that being said, so some of the things we've covered, all right. So for those of you who are watching after the fact, some of the things that we have covered already in previous episodes, so that you can go back and watch them. They're on the YouTube page, okay? Is we have talked about the big differences between chat, or the Claude Chat, Claude Cowork, and Claude Code. Okay, I know that's always a big thing. People see it on the internet, wondering what the difference is, this and that. Okay, we have talked about how to build a proper filing system. Okay, you guys, when you're using Cowork or Code, having a properly built file system is going to change the game for you guys, because it's going to allow your Claude to access better information. Okay. And we'll talk more about this in a second. And Chaz is actually going to show you how you can integrate that same filing system into other places, such as like Google Drive. You can use it in Microsoft OneDrive, things of that nature. And so we discussed that. We also discussed how to help you build your branding messages. So, you can use Claude to really help you get more particular. I will be honest, Terry has a really good framework for this. It's going to be released soon. So when he releases that framework, I highly suggest you go register for his ebook, because that is something that has helped our team get even more specific. And that was something that I talked about earlier uh, with Terry as well. Is like, although Claude does a good job of asking questions, right? There is just a different feeling when somebody walks you down the path as like a human being, and coaches you through certain things. And you mirror those two things, and the results can be amazing, right? And so today, we had the entrepreneur experience this past weekend. Great event. If you're anywhere in the Bay Area, California, even if you're not and you're going to fly in, because California is, beautiful. We're doing it next year, July 16th and 17th. Make sure you are paying attention. But during the conference, Glenn and I spoke about leadership in your company, using AI, as the CEO. And so one of the big questions I keep seeing a lot, and I even helped net with this recently, was like, people want to transfer their data from ChatGPT to Claude, and that's a big thing I see, is like, oh, I don't want to leave chat because I want to put my information. I don't know how to put my information in Claude. If you're one of those people, drop a Claude in the chat, so that we know that you are someone who might be struggling with this, and we will be able to help you on this episode to really push it forward, right? And or if you were someone that found a solution to this, like, bring it home. Like, let us know that you were able to do that transfer. I was able to do that transfer fairly easy. Chaz was able to do that transfer fairly easy. But I found out a even easier somewhat way to where you can really get all the information you have ever talked to chat about. um, and so we're going to talk about that today, you guys. Chaz is going to talk about the filing system when it comes to using with like your Google Drive and stuff too, because you know you always should have a backup for your files and things of that nature. And it's just a lot easier to work with if you have a team or you plan on working with the team. It's just a lot easier to have a place that people can access information, right? And so we use Google Workspace because that's just easy for us as a team. And Google Workspace is honestly pretty easy for what we're trying to do it, what we're trying to do with. And then we're actually going to do a go high level demo today. That's the system that we use. I'll drop a link in the chat for you guys if you want to check it out. But we use high level to manage all of our businesses. It helps us with our funnels. It manages our invoicing, our digital signatures. All of our websites are hosted through it. That's where we do our email nurturing sequences, all that stuff. But I know that can be a huge daunting task. So I'm actually going to show you guys how you can use your Claude to help you work it and do it. And I actually did this with Terry yesterday. And one of the things I'm big about is be great at what you're going to be great at. Use technology to help you do the things you might not be great at, or that could become a huge time suck. So anyways, with that being said, what's up, Jamel? Or is that Jamel? Okay. I'm on my teleprompter, bro, so everything's smaller. I'm gonna get my goal in the next 90 days is to get the big one.
The XL?
Yeah, the XL. But that's a little pretty penny there, buddy. So gotta be justified.
Like bro.
It's like, I know how much it is, Chaz. I didn't want to say it out loud. For those of you guys, the more you watch, maybe we can get monetized. Maybe that can help pay for it. So, appreciate
Facts.
you guys. But so I'm going to show you guys real quick how to get your data out of Chat GPT so that you guys can make the move to Claude. Now, I know a lot of people like the way that I know they still want to keep their Chat GPT. That's fine. But I also know that a lot of times as entrepreneurs, we don't just want to be like throwing away money. Okay. So, if you're able to have both, great. They both are good at things. Chat GPT is better with images a lot of the time. And I know a lot of people kind of use Chat and Claude to like prompt each other based off what they're good at. But once again, if we're talking to an entrepreneur where like every dollar counts, having two different AI subscriptions just doesn't make sense. Okay. So with that being said, I'm going to share my screen after I log in so that, you guys aren't trying to steal my shit. Oh, good. I was already logged in. Okay. So where is it at? Boop, boop, boop. All right. Share window. I think this is it. Oh, yeah. Oh no, ChatGPT. Okay. Boop. All right, cool. All right. So as you guys will see, you'll come into your ChatGPT. So I haven't used Chat in a while. I'm like, as you can see, like I'm on that free account right here. But like, cause I canceled it, right? So here's something funny just to pull up. Let's see if it pulls up. I did that roasting challenge a while ago. I don't know if you guys remember that, where it's like roast a CEO, like roast me or whatever it is. And so it's like, it says you're out here running FLG, L3 Media, Elevare Global, a podcast studio, content systems, VA services, CRM built, blah, 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 blah. And like 14 business models at once, and somehow still act surprised when your calendar looks like a group project nobody organized. You don't have a to-do list, you have a Netflix series. You're the type of CEO to say, I just need a simple system then build a Notion dashboard, a Google Sheet, a CRM, a Zapier, and it said, "My guy, you don't pivot, you launch a new division." So this is a funny exercise, So if you want, you can borrow that. You can literally just tell your chat or your Claude and just, hey man, like roast me, and then make it happen. So anyway, so you'll go to your profile here, okay? You'll go to settings, and then you're gonna go down to, where's it? Is it account? I just did this the other day, wasn't it? Data controls. There you go. Data. So under data controls, you're then gonna go to export. Okay. Now, when you click export, it's going to ask you if you want to confirm. It's going to tell you that it's going to take at least 24 hours to do this. I can confirm this did not happen instantly. Okay. What happened is, so now it's going to ask for my password. I don't even remember what it is, if I'm being honest. It's been a while. Oh, it worked. It is going to then send you guys a link so that you can download your data. Okay. Now, when it check your one application for, I don't even think ChatGPT. Oh, it is still installed. Look at that. It's going to send you guys your data in an email with a link, and you have to click the link so that you guys can download your stuff from ChatGPT. Now, once you get it, okay, so I'll just close that. It don't really matter. But yeah, it's going to tell you that. It's going to say, so once you get it though, I got like 3 screens open right now. It's horrible out here. Here, I'll just open Claude. Oop. Claude. All right. So once you get it, you have 2 options. Okay. So first thing is you're gonna add it to your Claude code. Okay. So you're gonna start a new conversation. You're gonna click this plus button right here, and then you're gonna put add files or photos. Okay. So you're gonna add the files once they you download them. It's going to give you a zip file because it's going to be really big. Okay. Like it's no joke. Every bit of information you've ever fed into ChatGPT. Like when I did it for Net, it said it was like 1,900 documents or 1,900 different files or something like that. Okay. Now, I know a lot of you guys don't use code yet. So for those who are using chat, all you have to do at that point is do the exact same thing. You're just going to go to a simple chat. You're going to click the plus and you're going to click add files. And then you're going to just say, hey, please remember all the relevant information here. And what your Claude is going to do at that point is it's going to read through all those documents that you just gave it and all the conversations and all that stuff. And it is then going to compare. It's going to compare what is old and what is new. And at that point, it's then going to save any other relevant information to the memory so that you guys can then use it moving forward. So for those of you that haven't changed the Claude simply because you're worried about losing your chat stuff, that's how you solve that problem. Okay. It's not overly difficult, but it makes a huge difference. It gets you all of your data, okay, over to Claude. That way you guys can have all the context that you did, all the conversations, chat learning about you, all that stuff. All of that now can be moved right over to Claude so that you guys can use it moving forward. Okay. What you got, Chaz?
No, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure you probably can do that pretty much with any platform that you're using. It might look a little bit different, but you can definitely do that with whatever platform. But you should go out and get Claude.
Get your life together, dog. So do you want to touch base on the filing system real quick?
Yeah, and I wanted to say a little something about that. You know, you were just talking about, you know, how um, when you were moving that stuff, there were so many files, and so I'm actually going to show you what it looks like when you actually have a filing system. So what I'm gonna do, I changed it up. I am not gonna use. I'm not gonna show the Google Drive cam, only because
Okay.
it'll be look the exact same, but I'm actually going to pull up my GitHub and I'm going to explain why I'm showing GitHub. Because you said something earlier that really like sparked a button. So I'm going to share my screen. Let me find my window. All right. So this is the first thing that I want to share. Are you seeing that?
Boop. Now we are.
All right, so this is actually my filing system. This is my back office for my business, right? And so I've created this file system that keeps everything in line, right? But what I really wanted to show was under my people and knowledge. Here's my Claude AI agents, and so I can house all my agents here. And this is the drop down file. This is basically the knowledge base. This is what your agents refer to when you ask them to do a task. They're going to go, and whichever agent it is, they're going to go back to these charters and they're going to look and see what they are supposed to be doing with whatever instruction that you give them. And what I really wanted to point out why this is so important. So here's my inbox and my outbox, right? So the inbox, I can literally drop a file in here and I have it on a loop. So every 24 hours, all of those agents that I just showed you in that people and knowledge folder, all of those agents are going to look at this box every 24 hours and make sure that there's nothing. See, it's empty right now because they've actually gone in there and they've moved all of their files out of here, and they've named it and they've filed it away to wherever it belongs. So if I'm going to talk to my CPA, I literally can go to this finance folder here and I literally can find whatever it is that they're looking for. Right. And this keeps me organized. And this is the stuff that I will be honest with you. When you start talking about businesses getting audited and things like that, this is the kind of stuff that gets you in trouble. This is where the fines start happening in your business. So this is a great way to leverage AI to prevent you from getting yourself into some legal troubles, right? When you have a good filing system, when they come in to do their audits and things like that, you literally have everything and you know exactly where to go. Data and analytics, right? I love that folder. That's where all of my social media data and all the analytics from my social media, when my agent goes and pulls all that, that's where they store it, right? Now, this is local. This is like actually local on my computer right here. Obviously, you see it. If you're a Mac user, you know this is syncing to my OneDrive. So I have this. Not only do I have it backed up on my OneDrive, I'm gonna close this window, and I want to open up a different folder to show you guys. Where is my window? Nope, that's not it. There, nope, that's not it. I think this is it right here. Can you see that, Cam?
No. Oh, hold on. You changed it. 1 second.
You should be
no.
seeing my GitHub.
It's not sharing anymore.
Oh, it's not. My bad.
Boomer.
All right.
There you go. Oh.
So you should be seeing my GitHub.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. So this is my GitHub account. And what I really want to show you guys is the repository. So here's my business repository and here's my partnership that I work with Cam on. But I want to show you, just like you just saw that file.
What a repository is.
So base it is literally it's literally just a storage. It's a storage facility for all your files, right? You can literally store it's a cloud. It's basically a storage space. And why I wanted to show you this in GitHub is I'm in Florida, Cam is in California, right? So when it comes to Elevare, like I can click on this repository, and this is the file structure that I have for Elevare, right? So it's got the same things that you kind of saw that I just showed you in frame shaping, but we have the same thing in Elevare. But here's what's really important, why this AI thing can really help you. Cam actually has access to this. I can assign Cam as a collaborator on this, and now he can actually have his agents sync in with this. So all of these business files that I have locally on my computer, they're also Cam can push and pull and have them wherever he is in the world, right? And so I wanted to show you this. Look at how I'm gonna go back to the frame shaping. I'm gonna go back to my repository and show you all these files that Cam was talking about. Like my agents literally will delete files that are no longer being used. I have prompts in there for them to, like, if it's older than so what, make a backup and then delete it, right? But look at this here. Look at all these different files that are in these folders that are being deleted. There's thousands of files that your AI agents will create. Um, and again, why this is important, because this is a push pull, right? It's a get pull, so you can actually push your files up to your GitHub, which is a repository. It's just like Google Drive, things of that nature. And then you can assign your team, you can actually give them access and allow them to do it. So now we literally don't have to send documents back and forth to each other. We don't have to do any of that stuff. It's all in a central location now. It's a lot easier than giving them access to, giving them access to your iCloud drive. And the reason why I wanted to show this is because you can't do these types of things, not yet, or at least I haven't figured it out with iCloud and Google Drive, to where it automatically pushes and pulls and syncs, on the loop. You can do it. Oh, I'm going to stop sharing here. You can do it, but it's you run into the risk. So one of the things that I will tell you about pushing and pulling to, pushing and pulling to an iCloud, on even to GitHub, you have to make sure that you prompt your agents to look first to make sure there's no auto sync going on. Because what'll happen if it's auto
Or you're gonna
syncing
lose them
is,
now.
what's that? What was that, Cam?
Oh, or is that me?
Did I lose you? Uh-oh. Hey, can you somebody drop in the chat? Can you still hear me? I think we might have lost connection. It happens. But anyway, if it is still recording and you guys are still watching me, yeah, so just be very careful, be aware of when you're pushing and pulling, to make sure that you disable your auto sync. Yeah, all right, appreciate that, G. I don't know what happened. We lost our host. I'm surprised that I'm still on here, but I think it's because I joined under my profile as a guest. See, I knew it. Oh, you coming back? All right. Well, I guess this is a great time to interact with the chat. Anybody got a question out there that they just been dying to ask? All right. Well, no questions. It's probably because the chat's not connected to my restream. It was connected to Cam, and obviously he's over there having some technical difficulties. Oh, we lost him completely. Well, I guess I should. Was there a specific prompt that you put in to begin with your following naming convention? Yeah, absolutely. Great question, Glenn. So I actually did have a file that I dropped in. I created a prompt just for my naming convention, because I like to be able to see exactly what folder. Oh, welcome back.
I'm back. Okay. Well, Terry's watching on this end, so I was like, does he know I'm back, or is this delayed, or is that delayed?
I didn't know if it was me or you. I was like,
Bro.
but G told me he could still hear me and stuff. So I was like, oh, it must not be me. So that's
My
that
laptop.
California internet out there.
Bro. It just,
Come down
yeah,
here
I
and
was
get
like,
some
what's going on? It just dropped all of a sudden.
tropical storm.
Anyways.
Bertha was blowing and whistling the last couple days, and we still got internet. Just saying.
Yeah, whatever.
But anyway, G, like I was saying, yes. So I absolutely, for me, I kind of nerd out when it comes to that stuff, because I'm all about some organization. So I created a naming convention to where it would be the date, it would be the agent's name that handled it, because then I know what really the file is referencing just by knowing. And then it actually gives me kind of a description of the file. So it'll tell me if it's a receipt, right, an invoice or a receipt, it'll tell me, Claude, it'll say Claude invoice, right, or a Claude receipt. So I know that was a receipt, that a business, and then it'll file it as a business expense and do all that stuff. But I'll show you guys that another time. But yeah, so I absolutely have a naming convention that I follow, and really, whatever's going to be easiest for you. That's what I'll say is, you want to make sure that it's something that's easily rememberable by yourself, so that when you're looking for these files in all these folders, it's easy to like identify what these files are. I'm an icon view guy. I know a lot of people like to do list view. So either or, you can see the description, and it just makes it easier for you to find those files.
Yep. So to kind of give you guys like a show of what that would look like too. So like so Chaz's GitHub that he just showed you guys, he sent me the link. And so what I can do now is I can literally go back and I can tell. So for those of you that have a team, you can create these places, right? And so I'm literally just gonna go back and I'm gonna ask my Claude to connect to it. Okay. One thing to understand, if Claude can't figure it out, or if it says like, oh, you can't do it, just tell it to figure it out. And I always say that AI is stupid and smart all at the same time, because it'll tell you that it can't do things, and you're like, yes, you can. I literally saw you do it. And it'll be like, yeah, you're right. I can totally do that. So
That's
like,
exactly what happened to me today.
yeah. So you just gotta remember that it can do these things. Sometimes, it's honestly just like a person, right? Where like a person will be like, oh, I can't do that. And you're like, bro, like, yes, you can. Okay. All right, so as you'll see, it found it, right? Because Chaz gave me the direct link. It says I have write access because Chaz let me. You can give people read access if you don't want them to be able to mess with stuff, but just able to access it, right? And so it's asking me, like, before I wire in it, I want to confirm how you want it connected, since adding a sub module changes the shared whatever. So it's asking, how should this repo connect to the project's workspace? Is add as a Git submodule. So what it's saying is that it will actually clone it into my filing system. And then what happens is every day it will then, like Chaz said earlier, push, meaning it's going to send information to GitHub, or pull, which means it's going to take information from it. So what it's going to do is it's going to send anything that I updated, and it's going to pull down anything that Chaz updated. That way, him and I, or the rest of the Elevare global team, can always stay up to date on the things with inside us running the community and like growing this, right? So like if Terry has content that we should all be doing, he might be working on Claude and be like, hey, I need this content to be pushed, or to the team. Here's each of their assignments, and it will literally pull that down. Or like if Glenn's teaching a lesson and he's got notes and he wants the rest of us to have them, he can literally push that to GitHub, and then our Claudes can then pull that stuff down. So, anyways, I'm gonna click add as a Git sub module, and so now it's just gonna work. It's gonna do all this stuff. You used to have a lot you used to have a lot of technical expertise to do stuff like this. Now you have access to tools that you would have never had access to unless you hired somebody.
Facts.
Now that being said, you still have to have a little bit of know-how. So, if you don't want to do that and you're like, I had a client today that I have to send a proposal over to that said, I could probably figure this out, but like I don't want to. I like AI, I use it, but to do the things that I need to do in my organization with I don't have the time, and I currently don't have the people that are knowledgeable enough to do it. So I need you to do it. And I'm gonna, I'm gonna do it for. So if you're anyone out there that's thinking about that, keep that in mind. One of the things that we've also we are discussing and planning for is that we are going to end up doing some type of local workshops. So we're going to start running workshops in person, because we had another associate of ours where they said, I don't want to watch a class, or I don't want to. They were honest. They were like, I don't want to watch a webinar or, AI business lounge, because I'm not going to do anything in the moment. Now, what I would be interested in is if you guys did in-person workshops, I would 100% sign up for that. And so because of that feedback, we are going to start running local workshops around the Bay Area. We haven't figured out what that looks like yet, but Elevare Global to the rescue. Iron Cam will be there.
And we're gonna need and if you're watching this after the fact and you're not on here live, we're gonna need everybody to sign up for these classes, because if we fill the room, then that means I get to go to California and be there with you.
That's right. We need to bring Chaz. We need to bring Chaz here so that we, get to see him more often. Right now he comes out quarterly, but once again, we fill these rooms up. You can get all of us.
Facts.
So as you guys see right now, Claude is figuring this out. It already cloned the folder system into my computer. And so what you'll see right now is that it's working through the process. So notice I haven't done anything but talk to you guys and like just make sure it's doing what it's doing. Notice it even said, hey, it failed a couple times, right? But I still didn't have to do anything. It literally was like, it failed. Let me try this. Oh, it failed. Let me restore that. And now look what it did. Now everything's good. Confirmed final commit history, submodule registration, connect. Let me save this as a reference memory since it's a new external system. So it literally fixed itself, got it done. And now it's building it so that I can now add things to this database for our team to work off of. So communication is a huge thing within a team that can be detrimental, right? Like especially as a founder who is starting to bring people on, it can be really hard to make sure that you're communicating effectively with your people because you're moving so fast. And it can be also really hard for team members to communicate with each other when they have different responsibilities and there's information that needs to get to someone else, but there's just a lot going on, right? So these are the type of systems that you can implement in your company in order to help you. Now it's not going to solve everything, right? Like there's still, emails or text messages that have to go out. There's still documents that have to be produced, things of that nature. But from a organizational kind of brain standpoint, this is really this is really going to help, guys. Like, it's really going to help keep everything up to date. So as you'll see, it says the summary is it added Elevare Global as a Git submodule. Chaz's I don't know what that word is. Canonical back
That just
office filing
it's
system. Why is your Claude using $7 words on me? I don't appreciate that. Claude is bullshit. Anyway, it says Chaz's canonical back office filing system, brand, marketing, content, ops, finance, legal, etc. Right access confirmed, committed and pushed, like we talked about. So now we can effectively, if Chaz is working on something for Elevare and we've communicated that, hey, bro, you work on this. Hey, Cam, you work on that. We can now work on those things simultaneously and then update the filing system at the same time. Boom.
And there's a reason why this is important specifically for us, because notice we call ourselves Elevare Global, because we actually our team is global.
We got people around the world and yeah. So yeah, guys. So I mean, we'll do another lesson. We'll do another lesson on GitHub and how to access it and what that means and why that's super important for you when it comes to like managing your files. Because one of the other things, and I'll show you guys this real quick, is that like I know a lot of like we tell a lot of people to use Claude on their computer because that's how you get the level up, right? Now, you can do things on your phone now that have access to all the things that you did on Claude Code on your computer. And the best way to keep those things up to date is by using GitHub and connecting all those things. So you'll see here, you see it right here, you'll see where it says like project memory. So all of these things I have access to inside of on my phone. So when I want to do something on my phone, it can actually, it's kind of crazy because what it does is it actually opens up, it's called a sandbox. And essentially what a sandbox is it's just a virtual environment that your Claude opens up so that it can use the tools that you have for it. And so, but what's also cool is your Claude can now access, if you have a computer at home that has Claude on and Claude Code, it will actually do things on your computer while you're trying to work, is if your computer's on and those tools are connected. So it can get pretty gnarly.
Tell you, sometimes I'll have like 15 agents working while I'm sitting in a meeting somewhere.
Yep. Bro, facts. Freaking facts, bro. Okay, so what I'm going to show you guys now, and so this was something that Terry had actually told me during the entrepreneur experience. I wasn't able to show it enough, and what that and I know we've talked about it on here more, but what that is Claude actually doing things on your browser. Okay, that's where things get crazy.
Yes.
And I know that's like where like I know that's where like I'd be blowing people's minds about stuff. And so let me show you guys this. So like we talked about, we use high level. That high level is how we manage our companies and our businesses. And I put the link in the chat for you guys so that you can look at it. I'm pretty sure they have a special coming up, which I'm sure they always do. But I'm gonna show you guys this. So I just created the Iron Cam go high level page. So there's not much in here. So it's kind of a perfect page to show you guys right now. But what I'll show you is this. So right now I'm gonna go into my Claude, and what I'm gonna tell it is, let's see here. I'm gonna tell it, hey, can you build a simple email nurturing template for me to use? I am trying to show your capability during the AI Business Lounge. Do this using the Google Chrome extension. Now, for most of you guys that know, I don't usually type. I usually talk. But, for this instance, I'm going to type just so you guys can see what's going on. So, what you're going to see now is this thinking. It's trying to figure out what do I want to do right now? Okay? And so the premise is that now it's going to take over my my browser, this same browser that you all find people are in. And it's going to work. So here you go. So it asks me the question. Here, I'll put this behind here. It says live Gmail drafts. What should the Chrome extension actually build? So oh, sorry. Whoops. I want you to build it in the Iron Cam Go high level account.
You haven't taught it. So you're typing too much. Mine knows acronyms now. GHL, baby. GHL.
I know. I could put GHL. It would know it. I'm so used to talking that I just say it. Because I retired from the military. I don't use acronyms as much as I need to. I'll be trying to drop all the acronyms, bro. And I showed this, like I said yesterday, after the entrepreneur experience, we got a lot of insight on things that we need to do as a team. And especially like enabling all of our team members as much as possible. And so, all right, so here you go. So you'll see it's now open this tab up right here. Okay. That tab is Google Chrome. So as you'll see now,
you're connected, you'll see that orange border around it.
Yeah, you'll see this orange border around it. That means it is actively using your browser. And you'll see this thing right here that says Claude started debugging this browser. So it's kind of trippy because you see this little mouse thing right here. You're gonna start seeing it like do stuff potentially. I feel like Claude's gotten so good that you can't even really tell anymore when it's doing stuff.
Yeah.
But do I look hazy right now, Chaz?
Yeah, it's from the teleprompter. I get it too.
Oh, it's because it's a white screen.
Yeah.
That's
so, one of the things that this is, if you tuned into some of the previous shows, and you might remember when I said, the first time you do this on your computer with your Claude, it's kind of painstaking, because remember, every click it does, it has to learn. Like when it clicks, it's going to remember where it just clicked, and it's going to write it into a knowledge file.
So real quick, all these things right here, Claude built these the other day, yesterday. All those emails in there, I didn't even build those. Claude built those yesterday. So these emails that you guys see, those are the follow-up nurture sequences for my AI assessment. So for those of you who are interested in knowing where you stand with AI and what could help you, you will be able to go to www.cammacias.com, and you'll be able to take the assessment there. So as you'll see right now, Claude is creating a template right now for me to use with inside Go High Level, and I'm not doing nothing, right? Here's my mouse right here. So I'm not clicking nothing. I'm not doing nothing. It's renaming the template. It's putting some stuff in there, whatever, right? So look, AI Biz Lounge, email 1, great connecting with you. Hi there. And then so now it's going to write, whatever it decides to write, and so this is how you enable yourself, guys, because learning a CRM is not easy. Let me tell you guys that. I was in recruiting for the Air Force for 11 years, and it still is a pain sometimes to work these things because they're not fun. I mean, I'll be honest, let's following up with people is not always the most fun, right? So something to take note of here, right? So see how it has like these dashes and things like that? So I've told it specifically not to do that. However, it could also be doing that because see, look, see that? It just fixed itself. That was perfect. Good job, man. It's like Claude's
that was dope.
listening, boy.
You had that plan, didn't you?
I swear I didn't. I swear I didn't. That was so freaking money, bro. So like I was just saying, I gave Claude specific instructions that anything that it writes for me, it needs to DAI it. No M dashes, no nothing. And as you saw, it wrote that. And then here, you can probably see where it figured out that it messed up. So let's see here. Um, Here you go. Boom. So right here, it said it did it. It said, did that. Oh, clean copy. No M dashes. Merge fields intact. Now let's save the template. So see, it figured out that it had the M dashes in there and it looked all AI. So it fixed itself in the moment.
So Cam, I'm gonna chime in and talk a little bit about, again, I'm gonna harp on filing system. So what it's doing when this is working like this here, when it takes control, is it basically takes a screenshot of every screen it clicks on so that it knows what it's doing, and that screenshot file is going to be saved, right? And so
Yeah.
again, that's why having these filing systems is so important, because sometimes what I do, and the Cam probably doesn't do this, but I'm all about, system
Oh, I clean
cleanliness.
it
So
up. Don't play me out, bro.
I literally will go and purge, some of the old stuff. So after it creates your file and it's running and it's going, I don't need that cached file that it's going to save on my computer. But I don't
Yeah.
have to physically go do it. I just tell Claude to go clean out all the cached files that it's saved that we're no longer using. And that's when I was showing you in GitHub, it was showing all the files that have been deleted.
And so I actually didn't realize it was going to do all this, but as you guys can see, it's actually creating not just one nurture email, it's literally creating an entire sequence right now. So it's already in the time that we've been talking, it has already created 3 nurture email templates as it stands right now for the AI business lounge. Bro.
And it's also, I think it's good to also know is these it right now it's creating these in text form, but you can create these in HTML as well.
Yep. Something to keep in mind because I know this frustrates people who are. So I know that like when Chaz and I do these things, it like you guys think that like Claude can do everything and anything like amazingly. It can't. All right, I'm just gonna be 100% honest with you. Some stuff it will get stalled out on because of the platform you're using. Okay. Um, Sometimes high level is like a little weird with it and it won't know where to click or the way that it clicks on the screen is weird. Like one of the things I keep preaching is that if AI can do 80% of it for you, imagine how much time saving that is, right? So if all you have to do is click here, click there, copy and paste this or something like that, that's a win, guys. Like don't be so mad that it couldn't do every single thing for you. All right.
Yes.
Um, at the end of the day, you still should have, or at least know, okay, at least how to follow instructions because Claude is going to tell you when it runs into a blockage. Hey, I just need you to click here or click there. All right. But all right, cool. I'm gonna stop this since we're about to hit our time and we want to be respectful of you
Next
guys.
next week,
Actually,
well,
finished mine.
I'll I was interested in the notion.
Oh, like showing Notion real quick.
Yeah.
I can do that real quick. Let's see here. Window. All right. Okay, there you go. So do you want to talk about it? I'm using your stuff.
Well, I was just, we were talking about, you mentioned it earlier, how, we use Notion for basically as our project management tool, right? Anything
Yeah.
that we have going on, we put it in there and assign it to. And why I wanted to show this here, and you know, to kind of go right along with some of the automation that we've already showed today, specifically like the GitHub, right? This is a super, super cool thing that you can do. Is so Cam and I have this set up to where Cam can assign a task in Notion for me, and I have my agent on a loop to go check Notion every 30 minutes. And so when Cam puts in a tasker for me, I get notified by my agent that Cam just put a tasker in there for me. Right. And so, I just wanted to say that, we've talked about like all these tools, and, we really want you to understand how this can make you more efficient. Right. So this here that Cam telling me to get my life together, I'm going to get notified by my agent in probably about 15 minutes that Cam has a tasker for me to get my life in order. Right. And so, yeah, before we get out of here, just, again, whatever platforms, whatever resources that you're using right now, do a little bit of research and find out what kind of integrations it has, and what kind of, how you can actually use your AI tool. Maybe you're not using Claude, whatever you're using. I'm sure there's other tools out there that do similar things. They're not going to be as good as Claude. Anthropic, I'm waiting on that check. But definitely do a little bit of research and find out how you can efficiently use whatever AI platform you're using with the resources and the tools that you're already using. So with that, Cam, I know we're gonna get you out of here. Big day tomorrow.
All right, guys. Iron Cam is out for 2 weeks, y'all. I'm gonna be out country, so I will see you guys when I get back. Mr. Terry, the mayor, is gonna hold it down with Chaz. All right. So for those of you guys throughout the week, message Terry and tell him all the stuff you want to know about AI, and him and Chaz will talk about it.
Yeah, do that.
Do that.
Do that.
Let's show.
But other than that, guys, as you already know,
Welcome to the AI Lounge featuring Iron Cam and Coach Chaz.
and we will see you guys